What's going on, guys? Like I mentioned yesterday, we got ribs today. Got the bearded butchers right over there. My wife over here. How you doing? All right, so we got some of this honey hog barbecue. All right, I got the 1150 outside. It's priming up a little bit, so we're gonna go ahead and put some of this stuff right over here. So, like I had mentioned to you guys yesterday, the 1150 did just fine at 225 after priming it up for quite some time. Well, not priming it up, but taking it to 300 and then bringing it down to 225. Right? It seemed to do, just fine and everything. So, but then again, it wasn't a long cook. So today we're gonna see if the long cook it'll hold at 225. I was going to do it for 250, but we're gonna go at 225 just so that I can confirm that the 225 setting is doing just fine without any issues. Then we can go ahead and test out the 250, probably with brisket or with something, another long cook. It can be ribs, it can be anything really, but just the longer cook. Like I had mentioned yesterday, the point of the videos that I'm trying to make here is just to see if what Pit Boss is telling us is correct. Not just blowing smoke up our asses and shit like that. So, seems to be doing good. I'm going to go ahead. There we go. Just a little bit more. There we go. So, we'll check up on the pit right now. See what it's doing. There we go. Okay, so it's priming up a little bit. Weather isn't all that. I mean, it's not cold or hot. It's decent, but we're in South Texas, and anything around low 60s, 50s is going to be pretty cold for us. We're in deep South Texas, the RGB area, tú sabes. All right. Yesterday it did pretty good. Stayed at a consistent 225, and I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did yesterday. Same thing, setting it up to 300. Like I said yesterday, Pit Boss says that it learns every 9 seconds with this PID controller. And I don't know. I guess we'll see. And I'm hoping for the best. I think today's cook is going to be around 5 to 6 hours. We're going to do the 3-2-1 method. 3 hours with it smoked. Matter of fact, I'm going to leave it unwrapped just to see how it tastes. Alright, there we go. Flame is going. We're going to go ahead and shut the... There you go. The sear plate. We're going to close this thing down. Oh, let me go ahead and see where... We're going to put this right over here in this area, with it not touching the grates. Alright. So now, we're going to go ahead and set this up to 300, just like we did yesterday. Set it up for 300. Let it get to about 230 something, and then we'll bring it down to 225. See what it does. All right, we'll keep you guys posted. All right, guys. So we reached 225. Remember, I still have the setting set to 300. Once it reaches about 230 and some change, I'm gonna go to 235. Once it reaches that temperature, then I'll go ahead and bring it down to 225 and see if the algorithm of the auger, whatever Pit Boss was telling me, will keep up with maintaining the lower temperature accurate. Alright, so I'm gonna let it reach to 235, and then we'll go ahead and drop it down to 225. Alright. There we go, 225. There we go. Alright guys, so the temperature is still going to climb a little bit, which is fine. We'll keep up with you guys once we have everything ready. Alright guys, so I just put the ribs in. I put it somewhere around here. I don't want to keep it here or to the right hand side because it runs a little bit hotter. So I just left it around this area right over here. Temperature's finally falling, but I think that's because I closed the lid. Opened and then closed the lid. Still rising up a little bit. But like I said, we'll keep you guys updated and see what we do. Now the probe, this probe, is more towards the center. So keep that in mind. I just wanted to see what the difference was from here to here. And probably I'll just put it, once I start spritzing and everything, I'll just go ahead and put it over here to the right hand side so I can compare. Alright, and we are sitting at 225. Remember, this is in the towards the middle of the grates, okay, not on the left side. This thing is more towards the middle, so it's gonna read a little bit higher. Actually, it's still pretty close. It's about 5 degrees, give or take. So I don't know. I guess we'll go ahead and I want to give it about an hour before I check it up again and start spritzing. Now when I do spritz, I'm going to go ahead and just open up the lid, spritz real quick, and close it back down. I ain't got nothing else to do other than that. I don't want to be talking while the lid is open, nothing like that. Just do what you got to do and close it back up. Alright guys, we're still rolling in here. I want to say maybe about 10 minutes or so. It hasn't been a whole lot. 225. I have the stack just like this. So about three, maybe and a quarter fingers. If you guys have some, fat fingers or whatever, it'll probably be 3 fingers total. But so far it's been going good, man. It's solid, so I guess we'll see. All right, guys. So we're half an hour in. 225, 227. Remember, this thing is towards the middle, and it's still pretty good, man. I mean, hell, it's pretty good. Let's see how the hopper looks. Okay, let's massage it in there. I'm starting to think that maybe the reason why some of these guys are having issues with temps and stuff like that is because they don't pat this down a little bit, because of the mesh that's in there. Because of that mesh. It won't let you pat it down or anything like that. Possibly causing like a, what is it called, a pellet void or some shit like that. I don't know. But I think that might be part of the reason you don't pat it down. Not enough pellets in the auger. Then it creates like an air pocket. The computer doesn't detect that, doesn't account for air pockets or anything like that. It's just based off of temperature. So that might be it. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud right now. But anyways, you guys can see this right here, man. I mean, it's been half an hour. It's been doing pretty good. So we'll go ahead and check up in the hour mark, and I'll go ahead and spritz it with just water for the time being. But what I'm gonna go ahead and do is, once I lift the lid, once I put the lid open, I'm just gonna spritz real quick, close it back down, and get it done that way. I'm not gonna leave it open for like 15-20 seconds like I see some videos do. No. Go in, do what you gotta do, close it back up. Remember, this is a PID, so it's going to, if it does drop, it's going to take quite some time for it to recover. We don't want that. We just want to go in, do what we got to do, come right back. Alright guys, so I went ahead, I spritzed it. It's already been an hour. Before I opened up the lid, it was still at 225. It still is. But this part right here, the probe, was at 227. It's at 220 right now, so it's recovering a little bit. The lighting is okay. There we go. So the grill still says 225. The probe went down to about 218. It's recovering at 220. I took maybe about 5 seconds, maybe less, in spritzing the ribs. I just went in, I opened up the lid, spritzed real quick, made sure that everything was real nice and wet and everything. Closed it back down. I didn't leave it open. I didn't open it all the way. And I didn't, I see some videos where some people, they just go, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna open up the whole lid, let all the smoke out. Sometimes they're still talking and everything, and then they finally put the food in, the food is in, and they're still talking before closing the lid. And I think that contributes a lot to the recovery of the barrel and everything. And I don't know, like I said, I just went in, I spritzed, closed it back down, and it's still maintaining the 225. The probe is at 222, 223 actually now, so still doing pretty good. So I'd say that's pretty good. It's already been an hour. We'll check back here in a bit. Alright guys, so it's been about an hour 45 minutes. I just spritzed it right now, so that's why the temperature is a little down right now. It's still holding 225. Let's go ahead and check out the hopper. Alright. See, I think this is one of the reasons why a lot of people end up getting those low temperatures. I don't know. Maybe the hopper has a little bit of an air pocket and stuff like that, and the mesh screen is still there and won't let you go ahead and, fill it back up like that. So, like I said, just spritzed it. 219, 220, it's coming right back up. The actual one on the, I think the reason why the 220
I mean, I think the reason why this went down actually is because it got a little bit of the spritz. That's what I think. Because this thing is still staying at 225, so I don't know. All I know is that it's close to 2 hours, and it's been at steady 225 this whole time, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on with the rest of the guys that are having issues. I open up the lid, I spritz, do what I gotta do, close it back up, and that's it. I don't do anything else, that's what I do. So we'll check up with you guys in hour 3. Alright guys, so we're kind of getting a little hungry, so we're gonna wrap just a little bit early. It's at the 2.5 hour mark, give or take. We're still at 225, 226. We got the foil paper right over here. Let me go ahead and get the ribs going. Hello, pues cuidado. Can you hold it just pointing over here?
Yes.
Alrighty. Let's see what it is. Alright.
Looks too bright.
Yeah, it's bright. It's because of the sun. I'd back up a little bit. Spritz a little bit more. There you go. We are going to add a little bit of the Sweet Baby Ray's. Ready to put some over here. So, is it still bright, baby?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna have to. It's because of the sun, I think.
I can get a little bit close.
Okay, it's a 2. Alright guys, give me a second, that way we can go ahead and wrap it and put it in. It's bright anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and pause it for a little bit. Alright guys, so I decided to go ahead and bump up the temperature to well, right now I have it set to 300, but I'm waiting a little bit so that the temperature can climb up a little bit. Then I can go ahead and put it to 250 and see if it holds. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Alright, it's gonna be at 260. Once it reaches 260, I'll go ahead and drop it down. There you go. 250. And we'll see if it holds. We'll see if it holds. Alright guys, so it's been a bit. It was at 251. That's the lowest that it got here a little bit ago. It got to 251, 254, so it's kind of fluctuating in that area, more or less. I'm sorry for the lighting, guys. The sun's right over here. I mean, it's just bright as hell. Alright, so you see that? 255. So it's fluctuating in that area in the 250 to 255. It hasn't dipped lower than 251. 251 was the lowest setting that it got. But it's fluctuating in this area. So, I mean, and it's matching the probe temp. So, I don't know. 253, 254. It's still fluctuating. Like I said, the lowest that it got was 251. Then it bumped up to 254. So I'm not sure if alright, there you go, 251, 252. You see that? It fluctuates a little bit. It hasn't met the 250. Oh, there we go. Finally 250. Now, usually, from what I'm seeing, is that whenever this stack is blowing out all this smoke, you can't really see it right now, but that's when the temperature really starts to drop quite a bit. And I guess it's because it's smoldering the pellets rather than actually, causing that fire. So that's when it drops, but then it cleans up. Then it cleans up real good, and then that's when the temperature starts rising. So 250, 254 seems to be all right. So we'll go ahead and come back once the ribs are done. All right, guys, that was a long cook. It still says 250. However, the meat probe says 236. I'm not exactly sure why, but it is what it is. That's about a 14-degree difference. So I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to pull this off, and then I'll let you guys know how it went. All right, guys. So we got the ribs right over here. Oh man, they look real good. They look real good. I touched it up a little bit with some Sweet Baby Ray's. Just a little bit, not a whole lot, just a little bit. One of the things that I wanted to mention to you guys is that at 250, it kind of wanted to what's it called, to maintain the temperature. Sometimes it would drop, and then it would have a hard time going back up. So what I ended up doing is I just pressed on the prime button, get some more pellets in there, and then it somewhat held 250. Sometimes it was at 250, 254, but it didn't drop down from that. Now one thing I will say is that the probe in the same area where the ribs were read a lot lower than what the temp said for the grill. I don't know. All I know is that this thing looks pretty damn good. So with that said, we're gonna go ahead and stop this video, and then I don't know if you guys have any ideas on what else to cook or whatever. Let us know. Probably do a brisket or something. Go from there. Later.